Hey guys. Hey guys. Hey. Come on in. Come on in. Guess what? It's lead conversion shortcuts for life insurance agents. That means it's Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are inside the Black Life Insurance Agents of America community, and today, guys, we are having a conversation about email marketing. What email marketing? I'm excited to talk to you. This is actually part two. Part two, guys. From last week, we talked about text message marketing, and the topic was, and make sure I get my notes together. Put your customer service and follow up on autopilot. With last week, it was text message automations. This week is email automations. There are certain things that you need to have in place. You need to have in place for your business, but we don't want to spend our day-to-day energy and time and effort getting it done. So therefore, how can I make sure that I take care of things that are important but may not be bringing me immediate income or revenue or sales and leads right now, but it needs to be taken care of in the back end, in the back office, if I want to create a successful, dependable business online. That's what we're talking about today. So come on in. First question I want to ask you, though, because if you're new here, you may not know that I like to ask you a question to make sure that we engage, right? I like to ask the question to make sure that we're engaging. So my question today is, do you have any travel plans for the next, I don't know, several months? Do you have any travel plans for the next several months? To go out of the country, to go, I don't know, out of the state, or just any travel plans at all, because people are starting to come outside and do the different things. So put in the comment section if you're traveling or plan on traveling or even want to travel. Put in the comment section where you're going. This weekend, we're getting ready to go to Punta Cana. And then for my honeymoon, we're actually going to Bali. And so in 45 days, I'll be traveling out the country twice. Today I actually had to get, yesterday I got a vaccine. No, yes, I had to get the second booster, or the third shot. Today I had to get a test to make sure that I don't have COVID so that I can get on the plane on Saturday. And my arm is on fire. Hey, so come on in, guys. Come on in. If you don't know, my name is Stacey L. Daniel. I am the admin of this community. I am also the owner of Financial Motivations Consulting and Insurance Services. We are a financial services and consulting firm located in the greater Chicago area. In the Black Life Insurance Agents of America community, we talk about how to turn your license into a successful, dependable business, both online and offline. All right. And so let me pull my notes up to make sure we are clear about what we're talking about today. So last week, as I mentioned, we talked about those three things that we're not doing usually that needs to be done in our back office, which will allow you to work part-time hours and make full-time money. Today, we're talking about three additional things that need to be done, but it's suggested that you do it via email as opposed to text message. All right. And so the data shows that retaining customers is just as important, or if not more important, than acquiring new clients. However, why do we spend so much time buying leads or trying to get new people and leave those people that we've already either had an application with or appointment with, or who are our current clients? We don't nurture that relationship as much. And so last week we talked about customer service, client retention via follow-up, and we talked about referrals. If I can have that set up via autopilot to run for me via a keyword trigger, or somebody say something, send an email, text message, email, I said that twice, or social media post, and it automatically takes care of what they need. So following up and making sure that they are aware of what we do, different things like that, your customer service, your client retention, and your referral process, then I don't have to worry about leaving that money on the table, because people got questions, new clients got questions, new leads got questions. You know what I mean? Then they have somebody that they want to set up for a referral, and you in the process of doing everything else, and I got to stop and I got to do all of that. What if you could have all that done on autopilot? That's what we talked about last week. This week, though, we're talking about three different back end processes that need to be in place to assist your clients to make sure you are taking care of those short-term income producing activities and the long-term income producing activities. So What is short-term income producing activities? Short-term income producing activities is money that might come in the next week or two, right? Leads that might convert in the next lead or two. Long-term is, I know if I continue to massage this relationship, then later on, this will probably turn into some money or a referral or a client, right? So, just to confirm why this is part 2 and that was part 1, I wanted to make sure that you guys know the difference. So, this is the thing, guys. I have notes here. Make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, so all this month, we've been talking about organized and not overwhelmed. Okay, so if you want to be a success agent, you need to do the front end stuff, which is setting up appointments, going on social media, or if it's face to face, or friend, word of mouth, power partner, whoever it is. You have to be getting new people in front of your business in order to write new policies, because that's where we get the bulk of our business, right? But we can't not pay attention to those other things that are important. However, who got time for all that? Who got time for all of the follow-up questions? You know what I'm saying? What's the difference between, I really talk about, and I press the issue on, I am definitely want to help my community to learn about the power of life insurance as a wealth building tool, how I can help them grow and protect their money at the same time using cash value life insurance, and all these different things that I can teach them. But I don't feel like it should require my time all the time to get that done, because I don't get paid for that. I can't pay my bills with that. I can't travel to Punta Cana and Bali off of just educating somebody. But what I can do is make sure I put it in a place that you can access it 24/7, and you can gobble up all of the information and get all of your questions answered. Monetize my quote seeker, so just in case you don't want to set up an appointment, you know what I mean? Make sure I bust all of the myths. I can do all of these different things. Make sure that all of the fears and the inhibition that you have, or the erroneous information that's been passed on by generation, I can help you to resolve that. I can help you to feel better about trusting a licensed financial professional, a life insurance agent, as a fiduciary, even though your family, your grandma, you even yourself may have had a bad experience. But I have to massage that relationship. And so how can I do that without it requiring all of my time? Many of us do that, but it requires all of our time. And then by the time we want to sell some insurance, we're burnt out. So how do you do both, you ask? You input text message and email automation. Make sense? So if anything that I've just said interests you, like, yes, I definitely want to make sure I answer the questions. I definitely want to make sure I help my current clients to remain clients and stay top of mind with them. You know what they say? If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Well, how do I stay ready with all of these people that I'm writing insurance with, but I'm constantly spending my time and my energy on new people? You know what I mean? So what? We send out birthday cards? Don't nobody want that birthday card. I'm just letting you know. I haven't heard from you all this time, and all of a sudden it's my birthday. Now I get a birthday card, and it looks like it's handwritten from my car insurance person. That is so, it's garbage. Garbage is where it's going, and I'm trying to tell you, if you're sending it to somebody, they're probably putting it in the garbage as well. Why? Because they even talking to you. They don't even know you no more. You know what I'm saying? They believed in you, and they don't feel bad or negative, but they like, okay, well, thank you. There's no emotional connection. So, like I said, I need some chapstick. If you got, don't worry, you don't got to get ready if you stay ready. You don't have to worry about them positively receiving anything that you send them if you constantly stay in contact, right? So we're talking about today some of the different things, the 3 additional things that need to be done in the form of creating a solid, sustainable business as a life insurance agent, that doesn't really take precedence over writing new policies and meeting with new leads. All right. So again, last week we talked about, just to reiterate for anybody just coming in, customer service, client retention, being follow-up, they reach out, they have a question, and referrals. Today we're talking about something totally different. So I want to let you know, guys, how the lead conversion shortcuts on Wednesday 6 p.m. format goes, so that you can make sure you don't miss anything. Because guess what? This is no replay. If you miss it, you don't get a replay. But I want to make sure all of the sessions that we get, you're able to join us and don't miss any of them. All right. So here we go. This is how. Because a lot of people are like, well, Stacey, how do I get last week? You can't. Not for free. You know what I'm saying? But what you can do, I'm about to tell you. I'm about to tell you what you can do. All right, so here we go. Monthly, we have trainings here on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. It's called Lead Conversion Shortcuts for Life Insurance Agents. I want to show you how to convert your lead, your strangers into leads, how to convert those leads into appointments, how to convert those appointments into applications, and then how to convert those new clients who complete that application into a repeat client. And there's a lot of different tricks of the trade that I've used since 2008, being in the financial services industry, and I want to share them with you. And especially now that we're all trying to be a virtual life insurance agent, how can I do those same things using virtual tools and social media without having to burn myself out? And so that's why I created this weekly Wednesday. But let me tell you what the format is. Maybe you haven't paid attention and you're missing things. All right. So every month we do a topic, a very pressing and important topic based off of the comments that you put in the Facebook group, and then I pick out 3 bullet points, and that's the topic for each week. All right. First week, second week, and third week. And then, guys, it comes down. It doesn't stay up, but it comes down. But it's very pressing information. So this is the option that you have. You can meet us every week at 6 p.m. and get all of the goodies live. It immediately comes down. It leaves an overview, but for the most part, immediately comes down. You can purchase the course with, like for this month, the title is Organized but Not Overwhelmed. How do I do all of the success agent tasks without being overwhelmed, right? And so all of this time that I'm talking to you, like, well, I want to know how to do I want to know what last week's was, which was text message automation. Well, guess what? It's now in a course. So you can either come live and see us at 6 p.m., excuse me, or you can purchase the course. I'm not pressing you to do either, or you can join us inside of the 1-year mentorship program, which is called Fix My Broken Virtual Life Insurance Business. All right. And so what that is, guys, everything that we discussed is already in there. Poop, already in there. Guess what? You get weekly mentorship talking about all that you're building. You also get from me, not my team, from myself. You also get the step-by-step blueprint for the entire virtual agent method. What's the virtual agent method? It is my proprietary process that helps you use social media to attract your quality leads on autopilot 24/7. So you don't have to buy leads. You don't have to annoy your friends and family. You don't have to try to inbox 100 people. It teaches you how to prime and pre-qualify those leads so that they show up to your appointment already prepared to close. It teaches you how to create passive life insurance sales so that you can alleviate the feast of famine lifestyle by monetizing your quote seekers. All right. And it also teaches you how to automate these 7 different components that I've been talking to you about that needs to be in place in order for you to turn your license into a successful, dependable business online and offline. Last week we talked about 3 for text. This week we talking about 3 for automation. There's 7 total. There's one more that I'm going to have to put in there. And so the investment is $99. It is a 1-year contract, but you are also getting connected with a group of people who believe that $99 is low compared to everything that you get, who know that being a virtual agent so that you don't have to run yourself rampant all day long and all night long is very valuable, who realize that their upline isn't teaching them the different things that we're learning, how to use social media. They know how to sell insurance, but they don't know how to use social media. And the people that's online that are marketers and business coaches know how to help you use social media, but they don't know how to sell insurance. So he's like, I can't get what I need. They've already tried to do it on their own. They bought courses and been watching YouTube University, and they still haven't been successful. So they realize that, wow, this is something of value. I'm around other people who are using social media to turn their license into a successful business, and I'm getting the motivation that I need on a regular basis. So if you want to join us in that, put 15 minutes in the comment section, and I'll make sure that we get together and have, I'm covering the cost for us to meet to talk about your current location or your current positioning in your life insurance business, and how my business, Financial Motivations Consulting and Insurance Services, can help you reach or exceed your next professional and revenue goal via being a virtual agent. All right. And so I want to make sure I mention that to you so you know. Like, Stacey, why you always got these topics, and how do I stay up to beat with it? Well, you can join us live and get everything for free, and then hopefully you can take all the notes and implement it by yourself. Or you can not join us live, buy all the course, and still implement it by yourself. Or you can just, like, you know what, I can pay $99 per month to meet with a whole bunch of group of people and get all of this and get the support. Like, it's a no-brainer for a lot of the agents, but not necessarily for you, and I understand. So all right, let's keep going. I got a couple questions for y'all. I've been doing a lot of talking. I got a couple questions for y'all to make sure you are in the right place. Let me know if you're currently doing any of these things. All right. Let me know if you're currently doing any of these things. If you are and you don't want to do it anymore, then you're going to want to keep listening. If you are and you don't want to do it anymore, you're going to want to keep listening. So the first thing is, first, let me tell you, if you're doing this, you're doing marketer activities. You're not a marketer. You're a life insurance professional, and you have a fiduciary, a state-regulated license. You should not be doing these different things on a daily basis. And if you're wondering why you're overwhelmed, this might be why. Remember, the title of this month is Organized and Not Overwhelmed. I had to think about it. All right, so are you doing day-to-day relationship building tasks with new leads, hoping they show up to your appointments and complete the application? So, like, are you reminding them via text message? You know, we have an appointment tomorrow. Are you calling them? Are you coming to the appointment tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? Are you doing those different things on a day? I used to sit at nighttime for making sure all the appointments in my, I don't even have my planner close to me because I don't even use a paper planner anymore, and make sure everybody was showing up tomorrow. Are you doing that? You shouldn't be, because that means you're a marketer and you're overwhelmed and all of your energy is spent doing things that you can easily automate. Number two, you can put yes in the comment section at any given time if you are relating to anything of this that you're currently doing. You feel like, well, aren't you supposed to do that in order to make sure that they show up so I don't have a whole bunch of no-shows? You are supposed to confirm, but you don't have to do it via you sitting there after going through all of your appointments. Now I have to sit down and do more work when I come home. That's what I used to have to do. Work 5 to 7 appointments a day, driving around the city, and then come home and I have to get on the phone and feel like a telemarketer. And so if you're feeling it in your pit of your stomach like, I'm not a telemarketer and I don't want to make these phone calls, you shouldn't, because that's not what you are. Number two, so let's talk about, if you're doing this, you're a telemarketer. Are you doing tedious grunt work of nurturing your existing book of business so that you can stay top of mind? So when they're searching for new policies or new ways to change your financial future, their finances and their legacy, they keep up with you. So are you manually sending out emails? Are you paying for a birthday card list to go out? Do you have somebody on your team that's actually calling and asking people, how are you doing, checking on you, things of that nature? How are you staying with your book of business? Some people aren't even doing any of this. So they don't even know you, and so they're leaving. The persistency is low. Is this making sense, guys? So marketers, you constantly have to stay on the phone. Telemarketers, you're calling them to make sure, how you doing, just checking in on you. I see you have a policy review coming up soon. Or maybe even have something called Ring Central. It's sending out a call list voicemail. So you feel and seem, and they think and receive you as a telemarketer. Even though they're already an existing client. You haven't been in contact with them lately. You don't know anything about them. So the voice message has to be so random. Hey, it's Stacy. I'm your life insurance agent, and I just wanted to check on you. It's been about 6 months since we had a policy, and I don't know, have there been anything different in your life that has gone on, or have you bought a home or had a baby? There are a lot of different ways that we can help you here. Financial motivation consultant insurance. If you've had any of these major life changes, that's so bland and blah. You know what I mean? So if you're doing that, they looking at it like, no, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? If you're not doing it, then they're more closer to leaving you because they have forgotten how awesome you are. And then number three, if you're doing either of these things, or if you realize, man, that would be good if I did these things, don't. Let me show you. And then the last one is a customer service web. Are you available to answer all of their questions? So somebody send you a text message, somebody send you an email, somebody's jumping your inbox and you're answering questions. Answer a question for leads, answer a question for existing clients, answer a question for referral. Such and such sent me your name and number and I want to reach out to you and see if I can get a quote for $30 for 3 people. Are you Johnny on the spot answering and making sure hey, I have a policy and I heard my friend told me about something called a cash value policy, but I don't know if I have cash value policy. Do I have? Or hey, how much cash value have I accumulated? Can you respond? And now you got to respond. You got to check the policy. You got to send. Are you doing these things? Either they just randomly send you stuff, text message, emails, phone calls, messenger. Now that you're on social media, if your clients are connected to you, it's just no holds bars, no professional boundaries at all. And so you feel like you post something and then people responding, which is good, but now you got to follow up with the post and try to convert them into a DM conversation and get them on your calendar. That's a lot. So when I say the title is Organized and Not Overwhelmed, we need to be doing everything that I just said, but you personally don't have to do it. And you don't have to hire a person to do it for you. So if you want to increase your results add to your bottom line, decrease your overhead so that you don't have to spend a lot of time and you don't have to spend a lot of money teaching somebody else to do it or making sure that they're doing it on time, and you want to be able to do this by working less hours, you're in the right place. You're in the right place. Let me know in the comment section if you can relate to anything that I just mentioned. Let's keep going. So, what are the 3 things that we want to talk about today, Stacey? What are the 3 things that we want to talk about today, Stacey? If you are ready to hear the 3 things last week we talked about, again, just to reiterate, we talked about customer service, client retention via follow-up, and referrals via text message. So it's done, it's important, but I don't have to do it. This week we're talking about 3 different new things that I just mentioned that you don't have to do it your own via manual. She says, I have done those things you mentioned at one point or another. Yeah, because it makes sure that you solidify the business, you confirm the business, you pre-qualify, you filter, you make sure that you have somebody that's serious. However, I don't want to have to do that every day. I didn't know that it requires so much for me to become a life insurance agent and continue to maintain the success. As I talk to people, that's more stuff that needs to be done later on. I didn't know that, and I didn't like it. I wanted to hire my son at times. It was just like, when I transitioned my business online in 2017, and I learned that there's a lot of different tools and virtual strategies that I could use to take that place, and I don't have to worry about hiring somebody. They don't need a day off, and they don't have sick days, and they don't need vacation. They don't have a bad attitude. They don't leave unexpectedly. You know what I'm saying? And now I have to train someone else. It's remarkable. It's remarkable that I can get all of this done, because this is the thing. Why is it that I created this community and our 1-year mentorship program? Because I don't want you to leave the industry. But if you feel like this is all I have to do every day, I saw a post the other day and said, man, I left my 9 to 5 to work all the time, every day, all the time, every day, every minute. No, you didn't. You just have to learn how to get those things. There are 7 different things that need to be done in your business to create a successful, dependable business, and automate the ones that don't require your immediate attention. So people say, I don't have an assistant because I can't afford to pay them. Well, a lot of these tools are like next to nothing. $47 a month. Think $15 a month, and it does so much. You know what I mean? But you just need to learn what are the tools that I use, because there's a lot of tools out there. And then you're going to say, well, which tool do I use to do what? Which one should I worry about first? How do I set it up? You know what I mean? And that's what we learn and we talk about in the mentorship program, because you don't need a lot of tools, but you do need a few integral tools to make sure that you are that top agent that you want to be without being burnt out. All right, so let me make sure I didn't miss anything. I feel like I missed something in my notes. I wanted to let you know this month what those 3 things. Remember I told you there were 3 things that we talked about? Just in case you don't know, all of the things that come within the organized but not overwhelmed monthly series. So the first one was, how do I attract leads on a regular basis from social media, and then make sure that they stay relevant, I stay engaging without going through the time suck of social media. That can be very overwhelming. How do I stay organized with all of these people? And so we talked about how to create a viral post, and then how to have auto reply to respond to them, to different questions, and filter them, and then set up an appointment with them. That's what we talked about in week 1. Right? Number 2, when it comes to organize and not overwhelm, week 2, we talked about the solution to turning your likes and your comments into appointments and applications and customers or clients, right? So how it goes down in the DM. How do I take those likes and those comments that people are doing and turn them into actual viable leads? That's a big deal that people talk about. So that's the week 2 we talked about. You can be completely overwhelmed with all of the different emails, comments, and if you go viral and you got all these comments, how am I supposed to just lost my train of thought. How am I supposed to not be overwhelmed if I'm supposed to be using social media, which gives me all of this different access to all of these different people, especially if you got like 5,000 friends and then you put stuff in a Facebook group? how do I not stay, or how do I prevent from being overwhelmed? And then how do I maintain my sanity? And then the last one, which is today, the solution to staying overwhelmed, organized, and not overwhelmed when it comes to client attraction, client retention, repeat client activities, so that you can create the successful, dependable business that you're looking for. Now, there were 2 parts. Remember, last week was text messages and today is email. So that's the entire month. As I was mentioning to you, 3 different topics, 1 different overarching topic. All right, so if y'all ready to hear these 3 from this week, are y'all ready to hear these 3 from this week? The 3 that we're talking about is how do I nurture existing relationships, how do I onboard new clients, and then how do I build my credibility. What does that mean? That means, how do I do that like, know, trust? How do I build that like, know, trust with the people that I'm connected with? Either they set an appointment and didn't follow through. They set an appointment, came to but didn't do the application. They're actually an existing client. I need to do all 3 of these things so that I create that warm, that pool of warm leads. I don't have to constantly reach out and get more people. Remember, I told you the numbers, the statistics are showing us that it's more important. The data shows us that retaining customers is just as important, if not more, than acquiring new customers. So why do we spend so much time getting new when we done seen everybody, talk to them? They got families, they got friends, they got co-workers, they got colleagues, they got church members, they got neighbors. You know what I'm saying? They got a husband, and he got family and friends and church members and colleagues and co-workers, but we don't even think about that. So the better you do these 3 things that I'm about to mention, the less effort and energy you have to do to recreate the importance or represent yourself in front of somebody to show them I've been lit. You know what I'm saying? I have a heart of gold. I'm trustworthy, credible, knowledgeable, experienced, and I look like you. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to look down on you. Having to do that so often can be draining to anybody. So put ready in the comment section if you're ready to hear the rest of, well, the next 3. Last week we talked about 3. The next 3 of those 7 different processes that you need to have in your business. Sales is the last one. So none of these talk about sales. The next 3 components or processes that you need to have in your business in order to create a successful, dependable business with no overwhelm, both online and offline, without me having to do it, though. Without me having to do it. Guess what? If I can make a sale today by seeing a new client, but I can also make a sale today because somebody came back and went through my referral funnel without me having to go through the referral process, or somebody sent me gave me a speaking event to talk to their church, or then because I talked to them before, because I had things going on in the background that didn't require me to be there, and they responded, setting up an appointment. Boop. Is that not like winning? Is that winning and winning and winning? So if I talk to 10 people and I send out emails and text messages and such to 10 people, plus I see 2 people today or 5 people today, I have money coming in from like everywhere. So, you know, like more money. If that's what you want, that's how you build a successful business. You have multiple streams of income, not necessarily multiple businesses, but I'm doing the same thing, talking about the same thing to the same people over and over again. And when they're ready, guess who they're going to think about? Because when you if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So I'm ready. Now y'all ready. You know where to find me because I've been tapping on your shoulder all along. But when I wait 6 months to send you a thank you card or send you a happy birthday card, I'm like, whatever. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? And then guess what? Somebody else come along and they want to talk big and bad about what they have going on, which is the same thing you got going on, but they didn't even know that you got it going on because you stopped talking to them. So if y'all ready to hear the 3 that we need to be talking about today, put ready in the comment section. Ready. Hey Wendy, hey Jamie, hey DeAndre, hey Ebony. All right, well let's get it on. Let's get it on. So the first one, guys, is nurturing existing relationships.